time. Anyway, I took a little bit of that on, and with training, it feels like all my sponges between my spine and everything actually grows with training, even though it might hurt. It's only when I stop doing that daily stuff, you know, be it Tai Chi. I could imagine if my old man only did Tai Chi. You know when you hear someone you know and you know and you love, and they're whinging about
your dad and my mum can do it together.
They're whinging about their pain, and they're taking medicine all the time. You're like, dude, what are you doing with your body? Yeah. What sort of what are you trying to build these sponges back up? Well, this is my bro science, but you know, that's...
No, but exercise is like a cure-all, I think, for anything like mental fatigue. Physical, it is, isn't it? Like you go out and you just move your body. It's just like that to the point where you're just, you know, sweating a little bit, and you just feel fantastic. Just thought exercise is like natural medicine. I can't do like, you know, hardcore exercise, but just walking along the beach or you know, riding my pushy somewhere.
Well, see, that's the thing. You know, a lot of people, I've noticed, you know, a lot of Australians, you know, we think that exercise has to be hard every time we do it. It has to be hardcore, and that's one of the things that I do on my page a little bit is, you know, I train pretty hard. I'm not you know, any crazy exercise freak by any stretch of the imagination, but when I am tired and when I do need a rest, I kind of have a belief that when I get tired from training and I am fatigued, I need to stop until my body is literally screaming at me to start again. Okay, so I need to give it downtime to kind of compensate and develop a little bit. But in those times, that's when I'm doing lots of Qigong and lots of slow form and lots of other things that actually help that reconnection, get my body working together, get all its parts communicating properly again, to help with that regeneration. So, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are training really hard, that having something like that to come back to and fall on that's really regenerative is I think it's really important. So do you, so your Tai Chi is part of your medicine? No, I don't really use it too much in clinic. Yeah. I do. So are you actually a doctor? No, I'm an acupuncturist. Well, a doctor of Chinese medicine, but... What's a doctor of Chinese medicine? Is that like an accreditation? That's our title now, that we pay the government X amount of money. We're allowed to... You know, so I'm not a doctor of medicine.
Can you park in cool spots?
No.
Oh.
But no, do you have, like, is there an accreditation process? Yep. There is. So that you have
acupuncture's a full health degree. Health science degree. It? Yeah, but you specialise in acupuncture. So what made you want to stick needles in people? Can you think of anything better to do in the day?
Do you have any here now?
Yeah, I do in the car, actually.
Yeah, I've never had it. Have you had it?
Yeah,
Rika?
I have.
Have you? Did it work?
Well, I think so. I don't know if it was the placebo effect or whether it actually worked, but I did feel better after.
Wow. And do you get it done to yourself, Nicholas?
As much as I can. I can't get to certain parts of my body, but I'll try. I do let my partner do it, but it depends how much I've pissed her off.
Is she a
time?
Does she?
Not my eyeballs. Not my eyeballs.
Is she a registered acupuncturist as well?
No, she's not. But
what? She's just sticking needles in your mouth.
Well, you know,
and in a doll right now. Where is he?
Tell us. No, but wait. Sorry, I know you came here to talk about Tai Chi, but I think a lot of people are actually quite intrigued by the acupuncture as well, because the thought of a needle going into your body, but you actually don't feel it.
My story. Okay, acupuncture. My story with acupuncture. So. You got a doctor's hypodermic needle. It's an injection. It's got to be thick enough to have a hole in the middle to pass fluids in and out of your body, and it's designed with a beveled cutting edge to literally cut your tissue to get into a vein. Okay, so acupuncture needles are designed like a rocket. So they're just like the top of a rocket, just dome-shaped or conical-shaped, and they split the tissue, kind of like a rocket going through the atmosphere, just splits the air. So acupuncture needles don't bleed, or maybe 1 out of every 100 will get. You just clip a capillary or something.
Is it the same shape as like a sewing needle? No.
Yeah, basically, just like a rocket, just a
But it's a lot thinner, isn't it?
Extremely thin. Yeah. Like I've seen pictures of them having like 30 acupuncture needles inside a hypodermic, like inside an injection needle.
Oh wow!
Yeah, down the tube. That's how fine they are. Right. You of course get thicker ones if you want, but generally I use quite thin ones myself. Now, you stick a piece of wire into someone's body, the body's going to have a physical response.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you put a needle into someone's body, if we're just talking, let's just say you've got an elbow problem, you stick some needles in the elbow.
Yeah.
The body's natural healing factor, right? So you cut yourself, you don't have to sit there and think about healing. You don't have to take medicine. It just knits itself. So you put a needle in yourself and the body literally goes, hey, some bastard just stuck a piece of wire in me, and the immune system gets together and they march down to see what's happened. And they get there and they look around and they go, well, look, this needle injury didn't do anything. You know, it hasn't even cut through the tissue really. But, hey, look, we've got all this inflammation and we've got some damaged cartilage here and this muscle's really too tight to get proper movement in. Let's do that while we're here.
We're here anyway.
We're here anyway.
So you just invite all the good stuff to get to the bad stuff.
Basically.
So what are they on strike or something? Why can't they play?
They're just hanging around the arsehole, just doing something.
Well, one, you've got to take into consideration the starting state of the organism. Do you have the right elements in you to fix that right now?
What does that mean?
So do you have the right blood chemistry and the right hormone profiles to create that change that you need right at that moment?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like if you're not well enough.
Well, put it this way, if you're drinking like my old neighbour, drinking 12 beers every night, you're in a state of like
and eating sausages and fatty sausages and bread every night.
Is your body as tuned in to go, he's got an elbow problem?
So that's what it is.
That makes great sense.
Well, my gut's inflamed because all I do is drink beer and eat heaps of gluten and do all these kind of things. Therefore, maybe that response has to be cut up amongst other things happening in the body. You know, the body's response may get spread out.
Yeah.
Then if we're not just talking about a local injury and we're saying, okay, so you might stick needles in the foot to deal with a head problem.
Yeah.
Can't really explain that one terribly well on that concept, but the body's connected. The body's working with different nerves. I mean, the nerves in your fingers and hands are so sensitive that you stick something in there, you're going to get a really strong response. And if I just tend to think if the body gets there and looks around and goes, well, there's no real injury here, there's no damage, let's just circulate, let's go and find what's going on, or in this dermatome, in this line of this nerve, let's look here. Or
I like how you wave your hand at Rika and say this dermatome. That should be your new name.
Dermatome. No, but okay, so that's like for pain. Mm-hmm. What about people that use acupuncture to like give up smoking and stuff? How does that work?
Yeah, how does that work? No. No.
Yeah. There must be a certain amount of placebo effect that you're actually trying to do something. You actually just like...
I'm going to get caned by other acupuncturists here, but I actually believe that's true in this instance. What acupuncture can do for smoking, to help you quit smoking, is make you not an axe-murdering frickin' maniac when you haven't had one. So it deals with the emotional response that you're going to have. It's going to make you calmer. It's going to make you more relaxed. We know biochemically that if I put needles in the right place, I can fill your bloodstream full of endorphins and all the happy chemicals to get you naturally high.
Oh, please do it.
So, come on, you guys.
So sick of them moping around.
You're not. Really?
So if I
you tell me.
So if I can do that and chill you out and you cannot put another cigarette in your mouth, then we've got an effective kind of quit strategy. But unless people aren't committed to not putting another cigarette in their mouth, then there isn't really a lot you can do with any method.
So is it the same with
but yeah, that placebo of, I'm having acupuncture and I'm going to quit.
Yeah, you're actually doing something, a bit of me time. I'm actually trying something that must go a little way.
And I sometimes wonder, like, sure enough, you don't want to walk up to a diabetic having a diabetic attack and say, oh, look, here's a pretend, pretend lolly, eat that. Of course, that's not going to work. But if you can help someone along with a little bit of a placebo.
Well, you know what?
Did I just say that and talk about acupuncture? I'm going to get
but placebo is actually, it's really powerful because even with counselling, we're taught that 30%, or it might have even been 40% of successful therapy is actually placebo. 15%. The therapist is 15%. Or something like that. There's a breakdown. I can't really remember. So if I got it wrong, sorry. But, placebo plays a bit, and hope. Hope and placebo play a huge...
Interesting you should say that. Do you guys know what a nocebo is?
No.
No one knows what a nocebo is. It's actually... A nocebo is when someone tells you something's wrong and you believe it so much that you get sick. So you walk into your doctors and they say, I'm sorry, you've got cancer. And you're dead in 3 months.
Yeah.
Right? Because you've believed you're that sick. So we've got a nocebo. So...
Or something like if your partner for your entire life dies, there's been plenty of cases where the wife dies soon after, and everyone says a broken heart. Yeah, potentially. You've given up. Like,
a nocebo is the suggestion of a disease, so you get it. Like when someone goes, I think I've got fleas, and then you start itching.
Yeah.
Right? It's a suggestion. Right. Okay? So I often wonder about this nocebo-placebo loop in medicine and our kind of disempowerment. So, I mean, the Western pharmaceutical industry has this tied down really well. You've got this problem. So they've just given you a nocebo. You've got this disease. We've done this research and we're the only way to fix it.
Yeah.
So therefore you need our medicine. And it creates this nice little loop that just buys people into that cycle. So I think sometimes, and that's why I was saying before, I didn't believe that pain I was having necessarily. I'm not going to buy into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to control myself as much as I can. I understand there's a physical limitation on that potentially, but yeah. So with that placebo, there's also that nocebo where I was snowboarding a few years ago, and man, it sucks so hard. Like living in Queensland, I finally got to go snowboarding. And the run before I got let go on the beginner's run to learn how to do it, I twisted my freaking knee beyond belief and ripped a joint. So I kept going for the rest of the day, right? I'm not going to give in to this, so I just kept going for the rest of the day. By the time I got home, my knee was just like a balloon. Everyone, you got to get that scanned. You got to get that scanned. You got to get that scanned. No, I know it's rooted. I know what it's rooted. I can feel where it is. But I didn't bother getting scans. I just made it better.
What did you jab yourself?
Yeah, I jabbed myself, stuck heaps of Moxa in it, did exercise for it,
What's Moxa?
It's a heating substance we use to burn on the body or on the tops of needles to add heat.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And so, I didn't need to know.
Is that like that dragon stuff you buy in a tin? By chance?
No.
It actually, it's got smoke coming out of it.
Yeah, this is a herb you burn.
On the needle.
Are we talking Karate Kid?
No, we're talking
Acupuncture. A little bit. I think they did have it in Karate.
Yeah?
There's a few Steven Seagal movies.
I'm on board.
Where he's got it burning on his back and all sorts of stuff like that. But, my thought was I'm not going to get this scanned. I'm just going to make it better. And I think, I get people come into clinic quite a bit and they're, I went to the doctor. This is 6 months.
Hilarious that you took Moxa snowboarding. Yeah. Carry on.
That's so true.
Take it everywhere.
Do you?
Yeah, most of the time.
In case you injure yourself?
No, just treat someone else or,
Excellent.
It's a good way to make friends, isn't it?
No, but do you remember
Anyone got a light?
No, but remember when we were children? I don't know, you might be a little bit too young. You might even be a bit too young. But remember, back in the day, doctors used to just walk around with their little suit attaché case.
Yeah.
Is it attaché?
Attaché.
Yeah, case.
House calls.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like then you'd never go to the GP. You get the GP to come to your house.
Yep.
And they'd
massive
open up.
thing that.
Yeah, I've got one of those, but it's on wheels now with a little trolley case.
Yeah,
it's great.
cool.
Yeah, so you're one of those
suitcase.
now.
No, but that's just what I carry my gear in, like a little suitcase.
But you take it everywhere with you.
It comes a lot of places with me, yeah.
Yeah, because the doctors back when I was a child, like young child, they would carry their little doctor bag or attaché case.
Yeah, house calls were the thing.
Wow.
But even when they weren't doing house calls,
yeah,
even when you just
invited
Brisbane, even when you just invited them around for a beer, they'd have their. They would.
Yeah.
Maybe when no one was looking, just open it up.
Yeah, probably.
No, I really heard that. It's doctors being GPs working at your local thing. That's only a 40-year-old, 30-year-old thing.
Yeah.
We think it's completely normal now, but not that long ago.
No, they used to come, make house. That's probably why he always had it with him in case he got cold. But they didn't have mobile phones, so how would he get cold? How did they make a call?
Pigeons.
Pigeons. I was going to say pigeons too.